Hey Gustavo, Oceana here with G3 Agency. Here's that video that I promised to send over about if you ever decide that you want to get more customers without having to pay a home advisor. Um, there are a couple of things that you can do, one of which you don't even need to set up a website for, the other you would have to set up a website for, and I'm going to show you both. So first of all, let me show you why I decided to reach out. So this is a tool that I have that basically tells me how many people are searching for what every month. So we've got Carpet Cleaning Chicago here. There's over 1,000 people every month searching for that exact key phrase. Mind you, that's different from Carpet Cleaners Chicago, which is another 250 people looking for that. And then beyond the just the enormous amount of people looking for that service, there's also a low KD, which means keyword difficulty, which is basically how much competition is there to get onto the first page of Google. And while this isn't an extremely low score, this is low enough that it caught my attention. So this is perfectly doable. And there are several other opportunities in the area too, like Carpet Chicago, Chicago Carpet Cleaning down here, Carpet Cleaning Chicago IL, and then Carpet Cleaning in Chicago, etc. So feel free to take note of these keywords because they will be important later on. Okay, so basically, so um, for any keyword you want to basically show up for, you're going to want to do this. The rest of this video will be kind of like an example of doing one of these. So Carpet Cleaning Chicago, for example, if I put that into Google, like over 1,000 people do on an average month, first we have the ads. Most people skip by those. And then we have the map pack. The map pack is the top 3 local results from the maps, from Google Maps. So first, in order to show up here, by the way, this is the spot where you don't need a website. You'll notice this number one result here, no website. So you don't need a website to show up here and be getting calls because you can see their phone numbers right there. And you also don't need to display your address publicly, by the way. You can keep that private if you'd like to. But as we go on, okay, so in order to show up here, what you do is first you need to make sure that you have a Google My Business set up and that it's correct. Your name, address, and phone number need to be perfectly spelled right. And then you take that same information and put your name, address, and phone number onto different directories online. And if you want to hide your address, then you just have to find directories that allow you to keep your address hidden. But there are definitely directories out there like that. And every time that you have your name, address, and phone number out on the internet somewhere on one of these directories, that's called a citation. And those citations basically function to vote for your business and help it sort of rise to the top. So the more citations you have, the more Google trusts that you do a good job, that you're actually in this area serving this community, and so it puts you higher into the results. And if you end up in the top 3, you end up in this position right here, which is great. Okay, so then beyond that, down here is another opportunity to be found by people searching for your services. This is what's known as the organic results. And this one here, this link will get the most clicks out of all of them. So what you want to do is take a look at their site and think, what is it that they're doing right, that they're showing up on that first page, and what can we do similar to them so that we show up there on that first page as well. So I'm kind of going down and up at this website right now, checking out how many words they have. Google loves content, so the more words you have, the better, especially if they're actually relevant. You want them to be relevant and talking about what you do and where you do it and all that, the tools you use. And they do, it looks like they do a pretty good job of that. So you're going to want to have more words than them. And then here's a fun little trick. So how you show up for these words is by including these exact phrases in your content on here in different spots on the page. And then if I right click on an image, this is kind of a cool trick that not many people know of. I can click Save Image As. You can see this image was saved as IMG3368B. That's a missed opportunity. What they could have done, and what I suggest you do if you create your own website, is they could have saved this image, uploaded it as one of those terms. So instead of being saved as IMG blah blah blah, it could have been saved as, for instance, Carpet Cleaners Chicago, right? Or even Carpet Chicago. So that is how you set up the page itself. And then behind the scenes, there's what is known as backlinks, and that is going to help your ratings as well, help with your placement. So one of the reasons that this competitor is doing so well and sitting at the top of the results page is that their UR score, which is the rating of how trustworthy their homepage is so far. And the reason that this is so high, which by the way, it's not incredibly high, it's not so high that you couldn't beat them out. It's high because they have referring domains and backlinks. So a backlink is any time that another website has a link that leads to your site, and then a referring domain is any website that has a link to your site on it. So if I click on the referring domains, I can actually see what websites are sending links over to your competitor's site. So for instance, carpetcleaningnearme.com, it has a DR score, so a trust rating of 51, which is great, and it's definitely has to do with carpet cleaning. So that's a really good, strong backlink. Some not so strong backlink, for example, would be makelovedesign.com.br. It looks a little scammy, and then it's also got this 0 right here. So that's a low power one. You don't want too many of those. So just be careful when you go out. You don't want to see this with all these zeros. That's not gonna look good in Google's eyes. So this is all about building trust with Google. I hope that I explained everything well. It's the end of the day, things are starting to be blurry. But I hope that you got a lot out of this and that you learned some stuff. And I hope that you have now another tool in your belt that you can pull out if you ever decide that you want to get some more customers, and showed you a couple ways that you can do that. So I look forward to hearing from you and finding out whether or not this was helpful. Thank you.